talking about the history of Denio's, and now we're up to the new century, and what a difference it's been from the past. Can you tell me the similarities and maybe differences, I don't know, but between auctioneering traditionally, like here at Denio's, with what goes on now online, like eBay?
Oh, such a substantial jump in technology, obviously. Now, really, the reach is to the world. You know, you deal with social platforms of purchasing, such as eBay and Craigslist. The majority of our vendors that are at Denio's do both. They'll actually do their standard garage sales, you know, or whatever, like items. It could be household goods. And they'll put also items on eBay and Craigslist, so they're kind of getting action for both sides of it. We actually encourage our vendors to post information on Craigslist about their spaces of their vendors. And it's amazing how much, literally how many numbers of clientele they get from being on the airwaves, so or being through the social media. Now, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Denio's uses those social platforms, which has been phenomenal. We encourage vendors to take pictures and you know, give us maybe little write-ups, and then we'll also place those on our website, deniosmarket.com. But I've seen such a change just in the past 3 years, quite honestly. With now there's places called Pinterest, you know, which is a huge one. So now we're
it's like the visual version.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah. Now we actually, if you will, revive the live auctions. You know, going back from my grandfather being on a platform, you know, and buildings such as the A, B, and C building, the original buildings of this market. You know, where he had large crowds and were throwing out numbers really well. It's been about 20 years roughly is what we guesstimated since my grandfather had been an auction. He passed away in 2000, so it's been several years. Well, we were approached by a fantastic family, the Folkerts family, Larry being the auctioneer of the family. So now...
Was Jim ever an auctioneer?
Yes, he was actually. My grandfather was an auctioneer. My dad, my parents all have their auctioneering degrees. So we have those in the office. So pretty phenomenal.
And there's an art to that. I mean, talking real fast, giving prices.
Oh yeah.
Is it all about trying to get the price to move up? What is the whole gist of auctioneering?
Yeah, auctioneering really, a lot of times it's the fun part of it, I would say, is that you get caught up in the moment, you know, and of course the auctioneer wants to get the highest price that he can, you know, but the beauty of it is that some days if certain items aren't driven up maybe as high, you can get a fantastic deal. You're going to get a good deal anyways, you know, when you're talking about general retail prices, but really it's the atmosphere, you know, if you haven't been to a live auction, you have your bidder card and you're getting ready to bid on an item. Once you put that card up, it can be very, very interesting when you have someone else bidding against you. So, you know, bidding wars is what they call it. So, and that's what's fun is a lot of times individuals that are watching the fight, you know, however many people bidding against each other, it's actually really fun. The atmosphere gets very, very electric at times. So.
Was that the main attraction when it started to become a big thing over the decades, way back? Auctioneering aspect of it?
Most definitely. I think that's really what the driving force was with this market. You know, my grandfather being an auctioneer. I always say that my grandfather had the ability to sell air. I mean, you could throw dirt on the ground and he would be able to sell it. He was just very, very good with people. So we were, going back to the Folkerts family, we were ecstatic that an individual, they actually have been auctioneering in another state for a long time, ended up in California, and were asking us if they had the ability to maybe get a location at Denio's to be able to auction. So currently Denio's does have live auctions. Again, Larry Folkerts, it's called TGW Auctions. It's in our G warehouse. It's in our G warehouse. It's a 9,000 square foot building, and it's full of anything and everything that you would ever want to purchase. They do consignments and whatnot. So on the front of the podium is a old black and white picture of my grandfather with his big cowboy hat on, you know, back in the...
I remember the TV.
Yeah, roughly in the 60s, I believe. And then Larry, and he actually, in honor of my grandfather, started wearing a cowboy hat as well. So I thought that was really kind of their family. But it's been a lot of fun being able to go and seeing that and remembering my grandfather doing the same thing when I was very, very young.
So describe the atmosphere today in 2012. What happens at Denio? Is it anything new and different, or is it pretty much the same traditional presentation?
I think it's kind of the same traditional presentation. Of course, with merchandise, I mean, you can find anything and everything. You know, we have individuals that come out. We've recently, probably one thing that's been a pretty big change in the past year is I have seen Costco come out here. I've seen Sam's Club. We've had CPAs come out here. We've done clinics, you know, shot clinics, flu shots, things like that are a little bit outside of the realm of in my grandfather's era, quite honestly. So everyone's looking to strum up business. You know, everybody is interested in having someone that they can do business with. And so one thing that Denio's drives is the foot traffic, and gives an individual the ability to, you know, one thing that I think is really fun as well is someone that is an inventor, someone that's very, very good with their hands and is very creative. We've had individuals that have had something that maybe is a little bit different, and they'll use this as a test market. So you can bring several individuals in front of your product and see kind of if it potentially could.
What have been some inventions unleashed here at Denio?
We had an individual that was actually creating the latest and greatest little motor for bicycles. Another one that was a little more recent was a fellow that had a very interesting contraption, and it was made to hook up to an outside a clean out, and it was made to put your dog's waste in. And that actually was very, very keen because it's something so simple yet so necessary. I have big dogs, so. But yeah, very, very interesting. So those are a couple of them. I've had other ones that have had other more household items, and trying to test them out at Denio's to where they can potentially get them on TV and get them on some of the networks. And you know, I mean, the way that our rents work, very straightforward, very cheap, and easy to get thousands of people in front of you to see what you're doing. Friday's $10, and you actually can sell. You know, it's about a quarter of the market. It's more of the garage sale side that's open, if you will, in the Z area. We designate areas by letters, so in the Z area. But yeah, we're open from 10 to 3, kind of a small day, getting prepared for the big weekend days. But yeah.
Have weekends still been pretty strong here?
Yeah, weekends have been fantastic actually. We're getting into some cooler weather. That's really where we like it to be. We don't want to see the rain, although we are open rain or shine. It's a little bit easier when it's dry, but yeah, there's a lot of asphalt out here, so when it's hot, you can imagine, you know, it gets pretty warm out here. So.
This seems like the ultimate haven for independent businesses.
Most definitely, yes, yeah. A lot of individuals that are looking at a startup business, whatever that might be. General retail is the biggest, of course, out here. You know, a lot of closeouts, individuals that just want to close out. Maybe they're dissolving a business. Maybe they're, you know, if they have secondhand items that they need to get rid of. A lot of times, you'll see, you know, Dollar Tree type merchandise out here, and I mean it's blown out for cents on the dollar, literally. So, but there's probably nothing that I haven't seen out here. Quite honestly, I've seen. There was a vendor that actually bought a locker and had so.
Gas prices so high. What about selling barrels of oil or gas?
Oh my gosh, yeah, you know, if we could actually work on the petroleum problem, my lord. Yes, Alex, I would love that. Yeah.
Well, Eric, it's been great talking.
Thank you very much, sir.
Some history about
yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thank you.